Oh, there's enemies all over the place around here. Hey, look, an enemy that has a shield. I haven't seen that in a while. It's a big old shield, too. Aha! Look at that. I made a good decision calling everyone and their cousin to the battle. Oh, a stun weapon would be nice here, but I don't think either of my weapons are stun weapons. Oh, what is that? Lingonberries are juicy and sweet, and many have wondered why the rabbits don't eat them. Life is really all about one thing: survival. Life, after all, is its own reward. I guess this is just a crafting material. Because, I probably don't want to eat an item that will just reduce my stamina regen and do nothing else. Well, this is the place. And this is the time, I suppose. Oh boy. Oh, there's a lot of commitment to this enemy's shield bashes. But it looks like we're going back to the tactics we started with, where it's the easiest to let yokel attract their attention and then hit them in the back while they're distracted. You know, it's nice that tried and tested methods still work even here at the end. That said, though, I keep saying here at the end, and yet the Let's Play goes on. So maybe I should stop. Maybe I should stop assuming. Oh look, it's Geffen. He's down there. Okay. Well, we'll have to seek her out before we leave. I have a feeling that we're gonna need her to get into the palace. We probably won't be able to get in there at all without her help. And a matter of fact, I remember that there's like a glowing special effect in the doorway of the doorway of the palace. So it kind of stands to reason that we're not allowed inside just yet. We were told we needed her help, and I bet it's not optional. Man, yokel is fueled by determination at this point to resolve this, and I don't blame him. Been a long time coming. For his whole family. It's like he said, if he eventually has kids of his own, it would be kind of a shame for them to endure the same curse. And I imagine that there's some aspect of not wanting to succumb to it himself. Well, there's little nooks and crannies everywhere in here. It's nice that I'm still learning, though, as we go along. I feel like I am far from mastery of this game. I still have a lot to learn strategy-wise. You know, one thing I saw this game criticized for is a lack of variety in enemy types, but man, I really disagree with that. I think they struck a great balance. The enemies in this game are just varied enough that they can use them in a ton of different situations and have them not get old. Because that's really all you need. Like, you don't need every area to have different enemies every time, really. You just need you just need to put the stable of enemies that you have in interesting situations that the player will, you know, have to think about and enjoy trying to resolve. And it certainly has been that way. That they're really getting their mileage out of what they got. Well, that's seeming pretty final, but it's not where we're supposed to go. What we needed to find was somewhere in those ruins. Although, this seems pretty interesting, whatever this is. Nope, not the lantern. I could lighten my enemy's day a little bit. Oh, yokel, watch it. Uh-oh. This ain't good. You know, they're throwing enemies at me in such high numbers now that I'm starting to reconsider what I said about a solo playthrough being another intended way to play. Like, it's starting to seem like one of those things where it's like, you can do it, but the developers aren't going to help you if you decide to. Which I don't mind either. That is another very valid way, because it's one of those self-imposed challenge things that I think makes this game so strong, and games in its general genre is like the idea of, I want to make this more challenging because it will be fun. And that's something that's very special about and unique about games like this, is that they really lend themselves well to that sort of attitude. Let's see. A dark veil, resembling the haunting shadows that lurk within the dark recesses of this world. The shadowed pathways bear many wary travelers. This seems like another light armor set. It's got quite better stamina penalties and reductions, but seems like overall it has less defense. But I guess that's just stun resistance. I'm gonna put this on actually, because of the lower damage reduction. Aha. I imagine that Geffen has a quite relaxing time in this world. Like, she's a goddess. She gets to just chill out. Everybody else gets to struggle and suffer and fight for their lives tooth and nail and all that stuff, and endure all of their personal stories, but Geffen gets to just hang out in, bathing pools all day. Admire her children, so to speak. I guess it's the same way for any god or goddess, isn't it? They metaphorically bear the weight of your sins while you physically bear the weight of your sins. And that way I guess I can't blame her for her lifestyle of ease. Doesn't seem like Yoko has any more healing items. Oh, never mind. I'm pretty sure that every time I have said that in this Let's Play, I have been wrong. He probably has the same amount of chugs that I do at this point. Interesting. It seems like if I wail on these shield enemies enough, I will eventually knock the shield away. Just takes a lot of effort. Well, this whole finding Malik thing is not going so well, Yokel. We're coming up a little bit empty-handed here. Gotta be around here somewhere. There's gotta be somewhere in here that I haven't been yet. Aha! Oh, but I don't have any more spears. Whoops. Time to equip these then. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, C. Jacobs. Tiny adjustments. Yes. At this point, like, +2 health is nothing. But it adds up after a while, I assume. All the feathers I've picked up across the game, they probably add up into a pretty substantial amount. Okay. So we've been pretty much everywhere here except for where Malik is, wherever that is. Maybe over here in this corner. I don't think we've gone this way, maybe? Behind this wall. Oh. There we go. We found our target. Someone's going to fight Yokel wherever they are. Oh, there he is. Hey, Yokel. I want you to be here for this, buddy. It's a shame. It's a real shame that it's come to this, Yokel, but we'll get you your peace of mind, for better or worse, one way or another. Oh, you're not actually hostile to me. Huh. Okay. I mean, you've got your guards, but you don't actually seem to really care. Okay, well, that's not what I expected. I thought there was going to be a bit more violence, but... Alright. Hi.
Who seeks me in the cursed darkness of my shame? I did my duty, though it broke my heart. But what choice was there? The Ashen was dying. She was just one child to save thousands.
Well, yeah, and everybody thereafter.
Lady Amara's little Ishra. I took her to Riok, eldest of the three Elder Dark. In return, the Dark One gifted me the Umbral Veil.
Oh. Huh. Amara, huh?
As I carried it from the deepest corners of the land, it permeated my soul, whispering of power to put an end to death, enough to hold the encroaching darkness at bay. Truthfully, I coveted the Umbral Veil by the time I returned triumphant. The shadow of the Ashen pried the veil from my hands and banished me to walk in the dark. There is but one way to clear our curse and grant rest to our line.
And what is it? Oh.
Such a trusting child, so kind. She gave me her doll, so I would not be sad. I left her there. I returned, fool that I was. The Umbral Veil corrupted the shadow of the Ashen, cursed us all.
The shadow of the Ashen, huh? Okay. Well, consider this curse broken, I guess. How do you feel, Yokel? I don't know how I feel. I suppose that Malik deserves a bit of credit. Misguided though he was. I suppose he has just explained to us his reasons. And he was willing to accept the death to extinguish the curse, which hopefully has been broken by now. It's just a shame. It's just a shame that it ended this way. I guess that's the strange thing about the curse itself, right? Is I'm not sure if the curse was intended to be some kind of punishment for Malik, or if it was because he was tricked. I guess that really changes the nature of the curse, doesn't it? Is whether or not it was a punishment by the powers that be for conspiring with the dark, or if it was just being tricked by the dark itself. So we got a new weapon here. Let's take a look at it. A groove and socket club favored by Featherland listeners. Ancient are the traditions of the listener warrior. Well, this weapon is straight up not as good. Although it seems like it has a lot more stun. That is definitely a stun weapon. I'll keep it in mind. I feel bad for Yokel, having to having to go through all of this nonsense. But again, hopefully this is a load off his mind and the minds of anybody in his future, whoever they may be. Interesting what he said about Amara, too. I wonder if she will have anything to say about that when it comes time. So we're traveling away from Geffen here, but it's because I'm... Oh, no, that's where Flokir's weird milk teeth thing was. Let's not go back that way. Interesting. I guess there's multiple ways to get to this area, but anyway, I wonder if Amara will have anything to say about that. Let's go see Geffen, and then we'll head back to Vagrant's Rest. And we'll talk to Yokel, and hopefully this will be the end of the nightmare for the poor guy. No more foreboding dreams. You know, I guess the one thing that remains unsolved is why he was visited in his dreams in the first place. Maybe that was on the part of Malik, or on the part of the other wraiths we've encountered along the way. Maybe they wanted Yokel to break the curse, and he just needed someone like me to help him do it. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help him. He's been a stalwart friend, and you know what? It's the least I can do. Again, it's really cool and really interesting just how much I care about the characters, given just how little there really has been of strictly talking to them and establishing their characters. Outside of before and after I complete a stage of a quest, you know, I've just been running around with them in the open game world, and it's really cool how that sense of camaraderie, just running around with them while they're NPCs helping me in combat, it builds your relationship so well, despite being such a simple thing. Like, even though they are technically interchangeable, right, and I could have brought along anyone for any step of this, I still feel attached for the times we've shared together. All right. Well, here we are. It would have been nice if Geffen had just continued to hang out in that dungeon so I wouldn't have had to make the trip. Because I already cleared that place out of all the spiders and stuff, but... oh well. Hey! Long time no see.
You are stronger now, child of mine. In spirit, in body, and in the company you keep. Amara was right to offer my help, for the designs of an Elder Dark are arrayed against you.
As expected.
I have untangled Cisna's weave, so we can see what she was trying to hide from us. The shadow of the Ashen. It was he who scavenged the human heart. He clutches it like a lost child to his breast, deep within the palace of Lathyrus. Take it from him, and then bring both hearts to my most sacred of pools. Amara knows where.
All right. I can do that. Seems the way to the palace is clear. Okay. So it seems there's still a way for us to solve this. It seems like actually we really can hold the dark back after all. Let's head back to Vagrant's Rest and confer with Yokel, and then we'll head to the palace and see what awaits us inside. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how ornate and sprawling the palace really is, because it's a big looking place from the outside. That's for sure. I'm gonna take this off. I don't really like these clothes. I just don't like the way they look compared to what we were wearing. At this point, I much prefer form over substance. Alright, buddy. So what say you?
Ahu came to me in my dreams, this time to say goodbye. Our father was there too. I've never seen them so happy. I awoke, grinning like a fool, my cheeks wet with tears. The curse is gone. I can feel it, as surely as I can feel the light on my face. And Malik, he left something, didn't he? Please, do me this one last favor. Show it to me.
Gladly.
This shield. It was once the symbol of our noble house. Ahu drew it for me one day. It's yours now, my friend. My family has a future again. We don't need the past.
And then it was over. Oh, Yokel. We've been on such a journey together, man. We really have done so much and seen so much. It makes me smile to feel how genuinely happy he is. I'm glad I could help you out, buddy. I feel like it was worth it. All the struggling we did to get this far. So we got a couple of things. We got Malik's shield, which we'll look at in just a second. We got another relic to take a look at. Let's see. Oh, we didn't actually. We didn't actually get another relic. I thought I saw one, but I guess it was just a pop-up for the shield. An ornate shield inscribed with Yokel's family crest. It once belonged to Malik, a Letherian noble and right hand to the shadow of the Ashen. It was Malik who carried out the sacrifice of Ishra and signed the Dark Pact with Riak. My ancient house died with Malik. This crest is but a painful memory. Well, I suppose in my hands at least it'll do some good. It's got a pretty good stamina regen penalty compared to the one I was using, and only slightly less defense, so sure, we'll make use of it. Malik's shield it is. And we've got a number of other artifacts that I have been a little bit too busy to read, so let's take a look at all of these and then we'll call it a day for now. This is the lore that we got for Isla. Even in the Third Age of Light, the people of the Whispers lived a hard life. Perched between a listener conclave and the cold sea, they prided themselves on their ability to travel the waters, dragging innumerable strange creatures out of the depths. I earned me a lure when I was but 3 years old, hauled up a fangfish and bashed it over the head with me pet rock. That's one way to earn your keep. Most people would go with the knife and cut the head off, but that works too. For want of a knife, the fish's head was bashed in. In the twilight of the Second Age, Geffen gave one of her scales to her listener lover to commemorate the birth of humanity. As humanity prospered, the scale captured the light of his joy, storing it against the sadness of the oncoming darkness. I thought the mother of the deep was a myth. Mind you, I also once thought skag spit was a cure for itchy toes. Don't try it. I don't plan on it. Thanks. This is a world seed. Though tiny, this strange seed vibrates with an inner life unlike anything you've felt from woven light or spun shadow. Even the smallest of lives may leave the largest of impressions. I mean, they brought Seeleren's sense of touch back to life, so I'd imagine that, yeah, these things have quite the power stored inside them. Tiny though they may be. Flokir's teeth. Whisper's parents collect their child's baby teeth as they fall out, keeping them in leather bags such as this. The teeth are returned to the child on maturity. Your baby teeth remind you that growing up is strange and often painful. Yeah, I know how you feel, buddy. And of course, the shield. Yokel's ancestor Malik served the royal family at the end of the third age of light. Excuse me. Malik sought to use the Umbral Veil to rise up against King Omar. His failure stained his bloodline with a curse that even Yokel's family came to bear. I want no part in Malik's legacy. His memory brings me nothing but shame. Well, you don't have to worry about it anymore, Yokel. Next time we're heading to the palace, and hell, we might as well bring Yokel along with us to the end, because he was here at the beginning. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what's next for us. This has been a weird session. I've been in a weird state of mind this whole time, and I don't know why. I feel a sense of reflection creeping up in my throat like bile, but unlike bile, it's a very sweet sensation. It feels good inside. We've been on quite a journey. A journey that I'm really, really glad overall that I recorded live. I think that has made this experience so much stronger for you and for me. Hopefully for you anyway. But I know it has for me for sure. This game is great, and I'm really, really enjoying my time with it. Whether it will soon be over or not, I can safely say that I'm having a good time.